Welcome back, boys and grills. This is the Killer Nacho again, and I have a battle here against kylojake4455. This battle actually happened a couple of weeks ago on my Twitch live stream, so forgive me if I don't 100% remember. This is an underused match, and I'm actually bringing Mega Altaria. I hear that it's being talked about necessarily potentially being banned from UU. So this might be one of the few last times to be able to use it in this tier, so let's go ahead and give it a shot. So, I believe somebody wanted me to bring Cacturne, and I like to bring requests from people, but there you go. Anyway, so this guy's a Beast Ball Frostlass, alright then, and he's just going to go ahead and use Spikes, so that's kind of interesting, because that's exactly what I was... I mean, this is a Spike set too, so we have similar leads. I decided just to go for the Seed Bomb, actually, to just break this thing's Focus Sash, I assume it has, but now I am going to go ahead and switch out. I think I have Sucker Punch, but I'm kind of expecting... Okay, I'm checking Destiny Bond. Did I have Sucker Punch? I don't remember. Who knows? There was a reason I went into this. Oh, you know why? I think I went into this because I wanted to set up the Defog before I set up my own spikes with my Cacturne while I still had my Focus Sash. I think that was my thinking, and I kind of figured he would go for the Destiny Bond, so there we go. Unfortunately, he also has Taunt on the thing, so that's kind of standard, but that sucks. But now I'm going to have to go back to the Cacturne. That's going to break my Sash, and he goes for a Destiny Bond, so that's a thing. I want him to go first, so... Well, no, I do have to switch out again, because I probably just going to Ice Beam me. So I'm just going to go into Empoleon again. And, yeah, he does indeed go for the Ice Beam. He ends up getting the Freeze, which isn't a huge deal, because I can just thaw out just by going for the Scald, because it's one of the secondary effects of Scald. And, yeah, I'm just going to go for that, which will... 100% thaw me. I don't know if he actually knew that. I mean, obviously he probably knew I had Scald, but maybe he wasn't thinking that I would be able to thaw out just by using it, or he just kind of forgot about it. But he does try to just go for the Spikes, which isn't a bad play. It lets him get the Spikes back up. However, he didn't get the taunt on me, so I can hopefully just get rid of them, although Luxray is going to potentially force me to switch. I believe I'm more special bulky than physical bulky, so I'm kind of afraid of this thing. This thing is a quite high attack stat. I'm just going to go to my Cacturne. He ends up predicting this really nicely, just going for a Fire Fang, which is super effective, and will take down my Cacturne. So down that thing goes, and it reveals that it's Guts, which I probably should have realized when it didn't use Intimidate on switching in. But yeah, so I'm just going to go into Darmanitan. This is a Scarf one, so I believe I just go for a U-turn, and that's probably a good thing, because he does go... No, I go for the Superpower. I guess I was predicting another one of his Pokemon to come out. But no, it is the Alomomola, and looking by that damage, it is almost certainly physically bulky. These things can be either special or physical bulk, depending on which set you want to bring. That one definitely looks like physical bulk. So I'm just going to go out into my Empoleon now. I'm pretty confident against this thing. I should be able to get off a Defog and get rid of these really annoying Spikes. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I don't think the Alomomola has anything to really hurt me. He did try to go for the Toxic, so that's one move that won't do anything. And yeah, I can just go for the Defog now as he switches out into Whiscash, which is an interesting Pokemon to be bringing in UU. So yeah, I go for the Defog. That will get rid of the Spikes. And, yeah, that's just about it. So, gonna go ahead and switch it out, because I'm really afraid of this thing. These things... Actually, no, I don't. I go for the Scald. That's right, I try to go for the Scald Burn. And these things can be a bit dangerous, because they do carry Dragon Dance. I don't want to give this thing a free setup, so I just want to see how much this does. Unfortunately, it doesn't burn. So, yeah, this is actually one of the few water ground types that doesn't get, like, Water Absorb or something. But, yeah. He's going to go for a Waterfall. I guess, I don't know, he gets the flinch. Obviously, I'm really worried about Earthquake. I think he was predicting a switch, which I kind of noticed he was he was being really, early in the match, he was being really, he was trying to predict switches heavily. So now I decided to switch out, and he does go for the Earthquake, so I'm able to out-predict him here. And, yeah, I will go ahead and go for the Mega Evolution now. It's, will leave me vulnerable to Earthquake, potentially, again, but, yeah, if he does have Stone Edge, then I'm no longer weak to it. I'm just going to go for the return now. This is also a Dragon Dance set, so it is an all-offensive Mega Altaria, and it will be able to take down the Whiscash in one blow from that range. So in comes Luxray again, does not have Intimidate, but, yeah, he switches out immediately, which is kind of weird. I was kind of curious about that as he goes into a Alomomola again, and I just go for an Earthquake, and, yeah, that's... I guess that's why he did switch out. I'm not entirely sure why he switched it in the first place. He must have forgotten 100% that I can carry Earthquake or something. But this Alomomola is absolutely a beast, and there's no way I'm really going to break through it. It has Toxic, so it's going to punish me if I do try to set up on it. So I'm just going to go to my Regice. This is actually a Rest-Talking Regice. Another Pokemon you don't see every day, but it's a lot of fun. But this is a Rest Talker, so I know that the Toxic isn't going to hurt me that badly because I can just rest it away. And aside from that, I do have Ice Beam and Thunderbolt as my 2 moves. It's a really weird set, but it can actually counter something, especially this Alomomola, really well. So just going to go for that, and as you can see, it does about half, thanks to it not being specially bulky, being physically bulky. And yeah, so I gain a little bit of leftovers recovery, get a little bit of toxic damage, and he is going to go ahead and go for the Wish. I think I just... What did I do? I went for the Ice Beam. I was predicting a switch. Didn't think you'd want to stay in and potentially lose a Alomomola to a Thunderbolt. But, yeah, he did. So that was a really ballsy play because now he does have that Wish set up and he could switch out. But no, he's going to go stay in a Whirlpool. Well, that's interesting. So he does stay in. I do go for the rest, and I do that. I guess I wanted to see what he would do. I kind of figured he would switch out, but he doesn't. Unfortunately, it does allow him to get his Alomomola back to full health, so I really should have probably just went for a Thunderbolt. But them's the breaks. I just revealed my Regice set. He probably at least doesn't know that I am rest talking yet, so I'm just gonna go for the rest talk on the switch, or sorry, the sleep talk, I should say, as he goes out into Luxray, and I end up getting the Ice Beam off the sleep talk, so that's kind of nice. It's the one I wanted, obviously, against this Luxray. Should do decent damage due to it being stabbed, although I do know this Luxray has Fire Fang already. I do carry physical bulk on this Regice, though, so, or at least HP. I don't rarely remember. But I'm going to go ahead and switch, and I go into my Altaria, and I'm kind of hoping for a Fire Fang, but he's going to predict this nicely, just go for the Ice Fang, so yet another good prediction for him, and it takes down my Mega Altaria. So, yeah, this thing is really low, though, so I'm going to go into Darmanitan. He can't outspeed me because I'm Scarfed. And I can just go for the U-turn, because the U-turn will probably kill this Luxray anyway. So it allows me to get switch advantage yet again, and in comes the Alomomola, which it will do absolutely nothing to. But I know that I have a really, really, really good check in my Regice, but I decide instead to go into Gengar. That's right, because I figure this is my main special attacker. I should be able to do some really nice damage here to Alomomola. I'm kind of curious to see if he would even stay in. I go for a Taunt. Actually, it was probably a bad play, because I kind of figured he would just go for a Whirlpool, or if he stayed in or something. Because he can't be toxic, and there's no point for me to Wish right now. So, that was probably a somewhat bad play. He's going to wither me down a little bit with that, but I'm going to go for Sludge Bomb, see how much that does. Ends up doing really nice damage, and I get the poison, so that's pretty nice. As he just goes for a Waterfall, which will not take me out quite, because his Alomomola is obviously not EV'd in such things, but now that Sludge Bomb is a 2-hit KO, especially after the poison damage. So I can just take this thing out, although it probably will cost me my Gengar as well because of the Life Orb, so kind of a mixed turn there. Oh no, my Gengar doesn't quite die, although he does have Houndoom, so this Houndoom can come in. I don't know if it's going to be Scarfed yet. He is Mega, so that means he can outspeed me. He has a higher base speed, unless he's like Modest of Timid. So we're going to go ahead and see the set here. As you can see, I do move first, so he's not max speed. Because if he was, Houndoom would be faster. Mega Houndoom has 115 base speed, while Gengar only has 110, so that's pretty fortunate for me. And he wasn't carrying max speed on that Mega Doom, and I'm able to go ahead and just take that thing out and go back to my Darmanitan, knowing it's a pretty safe play, because he only has 2 Pokemon left. I'm just going to go for a Flare Blitz, my strongest move. Should definitely take out this low HP Luxray, as well as his last remaining Pokemon, which is this Meganium, which will obviously die to it, being a Grass type. So, good game there. A lot of really interesting Pokemon you don't really see much in UU in this match, but thank you for it, kylojake4455. And today's question of the day is going to be, there's already rumors afoot about certain old Pokemon that might get a new evolution in Pokemon Sun and Moon. The #1 rumor of that being Farfetch'd. So there's a lot of rumors going around about that Farfetch'd potentially picking up a evolution. Now, obviously, the controversies aside, I'm still pretty excited about the Sword and Shield release. I'm really mad about the change, but I'm going to play it. It'll probably be a fun single-player experience at the very least. But leave a comment about what Pokemon you would like to see get an evolution. Farfetch'd is a pretty good choice for me, as far as I'm concerned. Pretty much any of the Pokemon that really suck and don't get much love, I would be down for. So leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later.